anyone that has a problem with gay people obviously has a problem with themselves. Because if you're happy with yourself, you're not going to have a problem with anyone else and the choices they're making in their life. Like, we're living in a different Ireland now. It's 2013. Diversity has to be celebrated. And I grew up in Ireland in the 70s and I was gay and I was really, really, really badly bullied. I was beat up, I was called names constantly from a very young age right up to when I was a teenager. And what happened was, the effect that had on me was I ended up becoming a drug addict and an alcoholic and suicidal throughout my whole 20s. And I never talked to anyone about it and I never told anyone about it. And what ended up happening was, I ended up becoming this really angry person that didn't like myself very much, and I couldn't move forward in my life. It's because I was so incredibly badly bullied. I was afraid to go outside the door. I remember actually, I was always, when I would be walking on the street, I would always be like focusing on how I was walking so people wouldn't notice me. And if people passed me, I would start shaking when I was walking. And I was so tall, I would always walk with my head down because I wouldn't want anyone to notice me. This guy that was bullying me, he used to wait for me in the park when I was on my way to school, and he's put his shoulders, his knees on my shoulders, and he spit onto my mouth every day on the way to school. I was like 7, 8, 9 years of age. Then, a number of years back, God, I don't want to get upset now, but God, I'm going to get upset. I don't want to. His mum and his sister. His mother and his sister were killed in a horrible accident, and I remember the feelings of that, saying like, because I wouldn't want anyone to go through that. And he put me through such horrible stuff when I was a kid that all my life I wanted to see him have his comeuppance, and then when something horrible happened to him, it just didn't feel right. We shouldn't be hurting one another because we're different. We shouldn't be doing that. It's just not right. And if you're doing that, you should stop doing that. Because you're ultimately only hurting yourself. You obviously have if you're doing that, you obviously have a lot of anger towards yourself and low self-esteem, and you're not dealing with your issues. And the only way to deal with your issues, and I really mean this, is by being creative. Celebrating the difference, the diversity in yourself, treating other people equally, and celebrating the artistry in yourself. Can I get an amen? Can I have a round of applause for artistry, please? Does anyone have a question?
We're here to stand up and stamp out bullying. Can you all give yourselves a round of applause for being here and doing something about bullying? Come on, hands up that's ever been bullied here. Who's been bullied here? Now, when I was younger, growing up gay in Limerick in the 1970s, I was very badly bullied, right? Number one, bullying is based on fear, prejudice. If you're online, writing things online about people, you are a coward. Instead of writing things about people, do something with your life. Do you agree with me? What I want to say is this. All of our shit is the same color. It doesn't matter whether you're fat, it doesn't matter whether you're gay, it doesn't matter whether you're black, it doesn't matter whether you're Asian, it doesn't matter whether you're Scotty, it doesn't matter, right? What matters is that we all treat each other with respect. Woo! That's more like it. Give them love. Seriously, next time that you're on Facebook and you decide to write something nasty about someone, realize that you're affecting them for the rest of their lives. Cyberbullying and bullying can lead to depression, suicide, addiction, all the bad things. If you have been a victim of bullying and someone is bullying you, please, number one, try ignore them. Try be the bigger person. But if you can't ignore them and they're treating you with physical violence, go get help. Talk to someone. Get intervention. And try be creative. So we're here to stand up and stamp out bullying. Can I have a round of applause to stand up and stamp out bullying?
I've decided to come to the Dublin Pride Parade to talk to people about bullying and cyberbullying. As we know, it's not just gay people that are bullied, it's everybody, but I thought I would get the gay opinion on it. The other night you were part of this event that they had for anti-bullying, and they raised all this money to help prevent bullying. Yeah. Why did you think it was important to be part of that?
I think it's important to be part of it because everyone has been bullied at some stage of their life.
For one reason or another.
Yeah, and like everyone, and like none of us are perfect. Everyone is going to find a reason. If it's because they like you and they don't know how to express it properly, if it's because of your sexuality, your religion, your race, whatever, they're going to pick on you because of something.
And do you think that bullies have low self-esteem, that they need to pick on people to try bring down their self-esteem?
I don't think they always mean to, but yes, bullies can come from a background which they don't get the support and the self-confidence that they need, so they take it out on other people.
Were you bullied or cyberbullied?
I've been cyberbullied and I've been bullied properly, like in person.
Why?
Loads of reasons. Because I have a different style, so people call me emo. Because my mom's bi. Because
your mother's bisexual?
Yeah. So it's like, because I'm okay with it, I get like a lot of grief off a whole lot of people that just don't understand it.
You're telling me you were bullied when you were a kid, and I asked you why they bullied you, and you said because they could. Yeah. Was there a culture of bullying when you were growing up?
Oh, always, yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 59. Yeah. So there was always, in a small village, there is always a culture of bullying. And if you don't become stronger or more aggressive, you are more likely to be bullied as a child, you know. And you didn't, in my time, you didn't have people to defend you. But what it does actually is, in later life, the subtle bullying you miss. You know, that very, not the overt stuff, like in cyberbullying, that piece that you do, it messes with your head. And if you don't get it together, you wind up marrying wrong, getting into relationships wrong, doing all that sort of stuff, you know. If you don't get yourself together, whatever way you can.
Do you think bullying affected you in later life?
Oh yeah. You know what I wound up being? I wound up being a psychotherapist, for God's sake. How bad can that get?
Thank you, totally. Justine, have you ever been bullied or cyberbullied?
I was bullied in school. I moved to a new school when I was about 8, so I was the new girl, and I didn't fit in at all, and I don't think I ever fit in the school as a result. I was basically a pretty lonely kid for 4 years.
So did it teach you confidence or how to stand up for yourself?
In the longer term, the sort of effect of that takes a good bit of time to come over, but once you do, you've had to think about how you feel about yourself and how you present yourself to the world. And I think ultimately, negative experiences can cause you to grow.
So Sophia, tell me, when you were growing up, you were bullied?
Yes, I bullied, especially in the school, because at a young age, it was on the grade 6, wherein they know me that I'm gay. So every day in my life in the school, they tried to bully me. But in that bullying, I overcome it, and I become a better person right now.
Did it change you as you grew older? Did it affect your confidence or your self-esteem?
No, it's won't affected me, because that bullying, it's like a big lesson for me as an experience to show them that gay also existing in this world. And I believe that we are gay people, that we are very talented and a lot of artistic, and we are quite unique people, you know.
Why were you bullied?
I was bullied because I have a physical disability. My right eye is fake, and basically when I was growing up as a child, basically, you know, the way people reject unfamiliar, basically I was called names, I was tormented, I was beat up for about 12 years. It went on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, all through primary school, and then at the start of secondary school.
And Hazel, did you reach out to anyone to help you?
No, not really, no.
Why not?
I don't know, basically.
Were you ashamed or sad, or?
It was more like, my self-esteem was so low, like, so.
Yeah. And how is your self-esteem? I was bullied too, right? So I identify with you. How is your self-esteem in your later life, your life now? How has it been affected by what happened to you those 12 years?
Well, I'm still a bit conscious about my disability, like, and I don't, like, I'm not really open about it. So, like, basically, like, even if I was ever to get intimate with someone, I'd feel uncomfortable. Like, basically, I feel awkward even saying it to the person in case they reject me.
That's terrible. And what other ways has it affected your life? Because, you know, the way I suffered with it was addiction, self-confidence, low self-esteem. What other ways has it affected your life? How old are you now?
23.
And how else has it affected you?
I'm a suicide survivor.
You tried to commit suicide? How old were you when you tried to do that?
19.
That's crazy. All because of being bullied as a kid?
No, other things as well.
Yeah. But the bullying adds everything to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So where are you in your life now dealing with what happened to you?
Well, I'm working anyway, and, like, you know, basically all I really can do really just remain positive, you know, like, basically life will get better, like.
What would you say to any kid out there being bullied?
Talk to someone, don't bottle up, because it just gets worse.
We're doing a general documentary on bullying and cyberbullying, and obviously it means so much to belong to.
It does.
Can you tell me how you deal with it?
Okay, well, we're really excited actually because we've been making a lot of progress in addressing homophobic bullying. We have a campaign called Stand Up, Don't Stand for Homophobic Bullying, and it's also the other slogan for it is show your support for your lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender friends. And Stand Up goes to all secondary schools across Ireland and also to all youth services across Ireland. So we're really excited about that. We're really thrilled because the Minister for Education has made a commitment to address homophobic bullying in schools and has invited Belong to be part of a working group to figure out what are the best ways to address homophobic bullying in schools. So we're really excited because we feel this is a time when we're making a lot of progress actually, you know, so it's a really good time in Ireland and a lot of people are coming on board in terms of addressing homophobic bullying.
And what about kids that have already been bullied? You know, suicide, depression, addiction are all problems that can stem from childhood bullying and now cyberbullying, which is rife as well. What advice would you give to any kids that are being bullied?
Well, one of the things that we'd say is that Belong To has a national network and we also have a website. Belong To is in 14 locations around Ireland. And our website is also really helpful. So through our website, young people can contact our youth workers and that can be really great. So the big thing for young people is to find ways to make connections with young people who may be going through the same experiences. So Belong To is a big help that way. Also, our youth workers can offer support either through the website or in person.
Can you tell me, Matt, what do Facebook do to fight bullying and cyberbullying over the internet?
Well, Facebook are quite proactive about that. I mean, we know it goes on, we know it occurs. It's very important that people feel welcome when they're on Facebook and that they can interact with other people. So, you know, we do have a team that's involved in that. They do look over it. If someone feels that they're being bullied on Facebook, they can report that. It's something we would look into. It's very, very serious for us. We would maybe give that person a warning, or, you know, obviously it was a very serious case, we could block that person, but we want to make sure everyone feels welcome at Facebook, whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, whatever, it doesn't matter to us.
And tell me, have you been bullied when you were a kid?
Yeah, I have actually. You know, I used to be a lot heavier when I was a teenager, and, you know, I did suffer bullying because of that, and it's something that's a horrible thing, you know, where you don't feel comfortable in yourself, you don't look forward to going to school, and you don't feel confident about yourself. So I know how it affects people, and it's very important that obviously we minimise that, and particularly for gay people that are in school or growing up, it's very important for them to know that, you know, they are normal like everyone else, you know, and they can get on and live a normal life, and that they can feel happy in themselves, and, you know, coming out to friends and family and so on. That's really, really important.
But you weren't bullied because you were gay, you were bullied, you said, because you thought you were fat?
Yeah, I was overweight as a teenager, yeah, so that was the reason why I was bullied. But yeah, luckily I was never bullied because I was gay. When I came out, you know, my family and friends were very receptive about it, and I was very fortunate. But I know a lot of bullying does go on with, you know, gay teenagers and kids, and it's really important we stamp that out.
And how did it affect you getting older into your 20s? How did it affect your self-confidence?
Well, I think, you know, I learned to, you know, move on and ignore the bullies, and, you know, as you become an adult, you realise as, you know, that was just a very small part of your life, and it's important to build your confidence and, you know, hang out with your friends and family who'll give you support, and realise, you know, it doesn't matter what other people think, it's what you think about yourself and what people who love you think about yourself. That's what's most important.
So after speaking to people in Ireland about their experience of bullying, I am now in the amazing New York City, and I'm here to speak to two amazing artists, Amanda Lepore, the most famous transgendered woman in the world, and Fernanda Caponata, a very well-reputed sculptor and painter who both had really bad experience of bullying when they were kids, and who feel that their experience of art and creativity, they overcame the effects of bullying, because I think that's the secret to overcoming anything in your life, is being artistic and creative. So let's go meet them.
Let's go look at your art, will we?
Thank you.
Okay. Are you happy to be gay?
Yes, I'm really happy, and I never had problem about that.
You were never bullied when you were a child?
Yes, because when I was a child, I was different of my friends.
How were you different?
I was looking like more a girl than a boy. And all that experience when I was really young changed my mind completely when I was a teenager, and I started to be
more masculine.
Masculine, and the punk movement, and I got the mohawk and stuff, and I changed
so
to a
people would be scared of you?
To be scared of me.
So people wouldn't mess with you?
Yes.
But you were bullied as an adult too?
Yes, because my split works in Brazil. In Brazil, have skinheads. The skinheads don't like gay people. I was having this. I decided to have a show out of the art galleries, and I got a bar. I was always involved with punk movement, and when you're involved with punk movement, you end up mixed with skinheads and neo-Nazis and stuff. In Brazil, have a lot. And they saw my paintings in this bar, because this bar was a kind of rock and roll thing, and the punks was going there too, and my paintings was there. And these guys was totally against my paintings.
Because you were gay?
Yeah, and back then I started to have problem with skinheads. After that art show, I never had peace in my life anymore, because they found out I was gay in the city, and they was following me everywhere, and I got punched on the street twice.
So where did they hurt you? How did they hurt you?
And I was in a party, but was to be a gay party, and some of these guys was there with a drag queen, and I don't know what's happened, because I was dancing, and I just feel a punch on my back, and when I put my hand there,
there was blood.
No, I pushed the knife out of my body. Everybody was run when they saw it, because nobody wanted to be involved with skinheads, and
they stabbed you because you were gay.
They found a way to be in that gay party, and
so you were bullied as a kid, and now you're bullied as an adult because of your sexuality and your work.
In my works.
How did it make you feel, Fernando, that someone hated you so much for your sexuality and your art, they would try to murder you for it?
In some ways, I think it was weird in the beginning when I got stabbed, but after I started to think my work was working in a really powerful way to go to inside the people's mind to make somebody be totally against you and want to kill you.
Are you willing to die for your art?
Yes, this is...
yes, you are, aren't you?
Yeah, this is... I don't have any problem about that. If it needs, I'm ready to die anytime.
Amazing. Does it still hurt you now that you were bullied? Does it still affect your self-confidence, your self-esteem?
Yeah, sometimes I think this is still is not a big problem anymore. But I think sometimes something come out.
Triggers.
Yes.
It's much harder to love than it is to hate, you know that?
Yeah.
It takes that...
yeah.
It is, because you need to be brave to love.
Yeah.
It's easy to hate. We can all like say horrible things about one another. And I wish the LGBT community would focus on love.
Nobody wants to tell you good things to put you up. Some people
want to drag you down.
It's easy to put you down. It's more easy than put you up.
But nobody can drag you down, Fernando, because there's nobody like you. You were bullied, you told me, when you were a kid. How did it affect you growing up as a child?
It was really awful. You know, I spent a lot of time alone, and you know, it felt like a hopeless future. Like I really felt like, you know, I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to be the most popular kid or anything. I just wanted to be like left alone, and you know, I would cry myself to sleep a lot, and it really affected my studies like a lot. And in fact, like I couldn't go to school. When I started transitioning when I was 15, I was in like the second year of high school, and I took hormones secretly, so I developed breasts like in a month, and I went back to school as a girl, you know, pretty much, and they stopped harassing me at that point, but the guidance counselor said that I couldn't go to school like that, so I had a tutor. And then when I was alone with the tutor, my grades went up from like D's and F's to A's. Sometimes when you're harassed, it's also like the teachers kind of take a dislike to you too, because your grades aren't, so they think that you're stupid or you deserve to be harassed, but it's not really. It
affects everything in your life.
It affects everything, and it just sort of snowballs into everything, you know.
Is it affecting you still to this day?
It doesn't anymore, you know, like, but it did affect me for like a long time. Like I was afraid of people. I couldn't perform or do anything that I did now. I mean, it's probably why I found success later in life, you know.
You said you were suicidal when you were being bullied.
Oh yeah, like I did, you know, thought that it might have, you know, you might as well, you know, because I was being treated so badly.
Why do you think people are so cruel?
I think that they don't understand it and they're ignorant. Or I think a lot of times that, you know, it's their parents too, or older brothers, or they're just imitating it and stuff and everything, and or insecurities. Sometimes like I'll see like a comment or something, and then you know, and
does it bring you back to when you were being bullied? When someone
it sort of does, and I'll just like sort of investigate why, and then I'll see them, and they'll be like overweight and not attractive, and then I'll go like, oh well, no wonder they're making fun of me, because they're insecure themselves. So like I kind of like analyze it and have like more of an intellectual view of
But you realize obviously that you're an artist. Everything you do is a piece of art.
Yeah.
So like, would that be the advice you would give to kids being bullied and being beat up because they're different? Would you tell them to throw themselves into art and creativity?
Well, I mean, it's not for everyone, but I mean, you have to realize that your life is, you have to kind of be true to yourself, and you have to realize that you're gonna, it's just, you know, childhood is like a short period of your life, and you could get out of it, and it's going to be much different, and that for all those people that hate you, it's going to snowball into so many people that do like you for being different, and you don't really realize that when you're in school and stuff. And I think that things are different now. Like I have friends that are like 17 or more supportive and stuff.
And ask you a question, you know, if
all the LGBT people in the world took away all the art we've given the world, there would be no Nutcracker Suite by Tchaikovsky, there would be no Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo.
It's very important.
What do you think would happen if we all took everything away that we'd given the world, the beauty? No one would be dressed to the Oscars.
It would be very boring.
It would be very
boring, and people wouldn't be entertained, and would probably be a lot of violence and everything, because I think all that stuff soothes the savage beast, and there has to be an outlet, there has to be everything, not just one thing. Not everybody could go in that direction, but they should, you should just do pretty much, if you're not hurting anyone and you're contributing to society and you're a nice person and everything, then there's no reason why anybody should be harassed for that.
Right, so what I'm here today to talk about is overcoming fear, okay? And I'm going to give you a little bit of background about why I think this should be my speciality. For one, I was gay growing up in Limerick in the 70s. I was really, really badly bullied. So I wasn't a very self-confident child because I was noticeably gay. And everywhere I went, people would bully me, pick on me. So I always had the fear. I always had this feeling I was never good enough. I used to wake up every morning saying to myself, going to school, I used to be dreading school. For me, it was a nightmare. I didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do. Being 16 was actually hell. It was total shit being 16. Like really horrible. I went to New York with dreams of being an actor and spent my 20s in New York, but unfortunately I squandered my entire 20s on drugs and alcohol because I had not overcome the fear and I really, really didn't love myself. When I was 31 years of age, I said screw this and I stopped drinking. And I went to acting school, the best acting school in Manhattan, the William Esser Conservatory. And there I just started realizing that I was a creative person, that I was a special person. Every single one of you people sitting down there have something special about you. And the only thing holding you back is fear. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Franklin D. Roosevelt, a president, said that. That's the only thing holding any of you back. The power of your own mind can be so incredibly brutal. Like, I still wake up every morning and think, oh my God, geez, I'd love to smoke weed today, and then I go, no. This is my fear talking to me, telling me I'm not good enough. I'm still that 7-year-old little gay guy who everyone's calling Sheila and calling a faggot and a skater on the streets. I have to fight my fear every single day. So screw the begrudgers. Can I grab the box? Let's go to the begrudgers. Don't listen to bullies. Don't allow people to push you around or put you down. If they do, they're not your friends. Don't be people pleasers. I went through my entire life trying to please everyone, and it's a waste of your time because greatness exists in every single one of you if you can get past the fear. It's not where you come from, because every day we're alive, we're becoming better, stronger, growing. You're going to fall down, but you have to get back up again. It's not how you fail, it's how you succeed. In other words, dream big. The bigger you dream, the more you're going to achieve. And I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with each and every one of you today. You're all beautiful.